Good Doug, welcome back to CFC TV. First of all, yes, that was so important. That was so important. Yeah, this is the review of the QPR vs Chelsea match. It finished 1-0 in our favour. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to start with the lineup. It was Thibaut Courtois in goal, Ivanovic as right back, Gary Cahill and John Terry as centre backs, Azpilicueta on the left. Nemanja Matic and Cesc Fabregas both played, even though there was a risk of them getting banned with a yellow card. Um, I'm not 100% sure if I didn't really figure it out. It was sometimes Cesc was playing Cam, sometimes it was a bit weird. If wasn't sure if Cesc was playing Cam and Willian holding midfielder, or if Willian was on the right, Ramirez was on the right, and Willian played number 10. I wasn't sure about that, but I think Cesc Fabregas played number 10, Willian on the right, and Ramirez holding midfielder with Nemanja Matic. Obviously, Cesc Fabregas, Eden Hazard played as well. And it was Drogba up front. Remy picked up an injury yesterday in training, a muscular injury as well. So we were left with Drogba, which is a difficult situation because if it's a muscular injury, it's probably, not probably, but it might be up to 3 weeks. I didn't hear Jose's interview, how long he's going to be out for. But 3 weeks would be devastating because that would mean we are playing Arsenal, United, and possibly Leicester City with only Drogba. And when you saw it today, he was absolutely shattered at the end of the game. Like he was done, you know. But yeah, there was only one big moment for us in that game. It was the goal by Cesc Fabregas. It was a short kick by the goalkeeper Green. Hazard took it down, ran into the box, played a little 1-2 with Oscar, who, as I said, gave it back, and then Hazard made a nice back pass to Cesc Fabregas, who just came running in the box. He just slotted in the bottom corner, in between three pairs of legs. So it was a bit lucky, but it was a good goal. The worrying thing about this was that this was the only shot on goal that we had all game. And QPR had like 4 or 5 or something. I mean, none of their shots were that spectacular, but still to only have one shot against a team that is fighting relegation as leader of the league is a bit worrying, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, in general, it was a very poor performance, I have to say. I would, from everyone really. I mean, I'd exclude Terry and Courtois from that because Terry bossed everything. He won every header, at least that I can think of. He won everything. Courtois had 2 or 3 good saves. I mean, not saying the others were really bad, especially defensively. All the defensive-minded players were good defensively. Azpilicueta was good defensively. Matic was really good defensively. Gale was alright as well. Ivanovic was alright. The only problem that I had whenever we got the ball after a good defensive tackle, we just hit it long. Every time Matic did it, Azpilicueta did it. We always did it, and that's why we couldn't start. We couldn't control the match. We couldn't really start anything in the game. That's why we didn't have any chances, in my opinion. That was obviously a big problem. But Cesc Fabregas, he wasn't bad, but he had quite a few misplaced passes, and so did Ramirez. But you don't expect anything else from him. He had one chance, but he hit it a bit wide. But he was alright. Not saying he was bad, but that was basically what I expected from Ramirez. Nothing special in particular, to be honest. Hazard didn't do much either, but he didn't have the ball a lot, especially in the first half. Willian had a lot of the ball where Hazard didn't. I don't know what was going on there. As I said, Willian had more of the ball, but he didn't do that great either. A few misplaced passes, but he was decent, I'd say. And then there was obviously Drogba. I mean, at what he is good at, he did good, winning aerial battles, keep holding the ball, and all those kind of things. But you just see that he's slow now. He just doesn't get past anyone. A few misplaced passes as well after he held the ball up. And we're in a bit of big trouble really with only him as a striker at the moment. So I don't know. As I said, I don't know if it's only because of Drogba, but we sort of hit every ball long. up to Drogba. I don't know if that was the case because Drogba played and the team felt like, well, if we can't get past him in midfield, we could just hit it long. Maybe he can do something with it. Um, that wouldn't have happened if Remy would have started because he's just not tall enough and not strong enough. We would have tried to play. I'm not saying that's Drogba's fault, but it's sort of the mentality that the team had maybe with knowing that Drogba is playing. Maybe it was also down to the pitch because the pitch conditions were really bad. You saw the ball hobbling around all the time really, and maybe that was the reason as well. But it was a bit weird, as I said, poor performance. But I have to say, fair play to QPR as well. They defended well. They outnumbered us in midfield. Cesc, Hazard, Willian couldn't really get anything going because they got in between most things. But I mean, early in the second half, like what was it, 60th minute or something, Oscar got brought on for Ramirez. He changed the game to the better, definitely. We had more possession in their half. We had more control of the ball. We started playing around their box more. Not that we created much, as I said, we only had one shot on goal. But it was, I felt a lot safer with him on the pitch because we kept the ball much better. Not saying that Ramirez always lost it, but I have the feeling that especially players like Cesc or Hazard don't really want to give the ball to Ramirez all the time if he's under pressure because they know he might lose it because he's just not that good on the ball. His touch is not that great. And that's why I felt a little bit safer with Oscar on the pitch as we had more possession. We were just trying to attack, so obviously less chance of them scoring. And yeah, I mean, they had a few good chances, as I said. It was a long shot by Charlie Austin, then a shot from inside the box by Charlie Austin and one by, don't know who it was. I think it was Phillips. That was a good save by Courtois. It was a bit too much in the middle, his shot, but it was a good reflex to save it. And it was a very, very important win. Arsenal won yesterday, United and City are playing in 2 minutes, kickoff. It was very important. 3 more wins in a row and we're champions. I mean, that's awesome. 4 more wins in general if we lose one of the next 2 matches and we're done, that would be amazing. Yeah, I mean, against United and Arsenal, improvement is definitely needed. But I'm pretty sure we can do it, I mean, obviously we're in a bit of trouble now with Drogba being our only striker. I would actually put Solanke on the bench because I'm not sure, because Isaiah Brown was on the bench today, but isn't Isaiah Brown more of a winger really in the youth team? I mean, I suppose he can play striker, but if he's more of a winger in the youth team, how can he play striker in the Premier League? I don't see that happening. So I'd put Solanke on the bench at least because he's just strong. He's more likely to be able to deal with the physicality of the Premier League than like the smaller players like Isaiah Brown is. Then there was another good thing. Cesc Fabregas and Matic both didn't get a yellow card, so we're fine because I just realised today because after 32 rounds of the league, you only get banned for 15 yellow cards and not for 10, and they're both on 9. So we're fine now for the next 2 matches. We're actually fine for the next 5 matches if they don't get a red card. So yeah, I mean that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and see you next time. And come with Chelsea.